Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the TTPS Daily Media Briefing. I am ASP Joanne Archie. Even after the long Easter weekend, police continue their anti-crime exercises throughout the country. In the Southwestern Division, during the period 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. today, officers of the Oropouche Police Station, under the supervision of Sergeant Banwari, conducted an anti-crime exercise in the Oropouche district where they executed a search warrant at a house at Bellevue Gardens, South Oropouche, and found 1 kilogram of marijuana valued $10,000. A 26-year-old man and his 19-year-old wife were arrested and charged for the offense of possession of marijuana for trafficking. Another search warrant was executed at Grand Trace, Rosilac, and a 47-year-old housewife and her 3 sons, ages 24, 25, and 27, were arrested for a quantity of marijuana. They will all appear before a superior magistrate today. And in another division, during the period 12:30 a.m. and 7 a.m. today, officers of the St. Joseph CID, under the supervision of Inspector Batiste and Sergeant Hernandez, conducted an anti-crime exercise in the St. Joseph district. During the exercise, a search warrant was executed at a house at Quarry Drive, Chamflair, and 2.3 kilograms of marijuana with a street value of $25,000 was seized, together with 88 rounds .9 millimeter ammunition. 2 brothers, ages 18 and 32 years, were arrested and are to be charged for the offenses. 6 other persons were arrested for possession of marijuana and inquiries relative to outstanding reports of housebreaking and larceny. And in the Port of Spain Division, during the period 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Tuesday, the 10th of April 2012, officers of the Interagency Task Force, Port of Spain CID, Guard and Emergency Branch, and the K9 Unit conducted an anti-crime exercise in the Laventille District. And on checking on the compound of Building Number 9 at Beverly Hills, Canada, they found and seized 1 box containing 50 rounds of 9mm ammunition, 1 camouflage kit comprising of jacket and trousers, 1 ski mask, 10 silver foil packets containing marijuana, and 2 packs of seeds. No one was arrested. The exercise was supervised by Inspector Singh. And in the Southern Division, around 12 midday on Wednesday, the 28th of March 2012, the victim, a 51-year-old housewife of Union Hall, San Fernando, was at her home when she was alerted by someone calling at her door. On answering the door, she was confronted by a friend of the family who requested some food. The victim indicated that she was still cooking and went into her bedroom, where she was followed by the man, who whipped out a firearm from his waist, together with a cutlass which he picked up from the house, and he demanded money. The man then struck the victim on her head with the gun and began chopping her about the face and body. She pleaded for her life when the man took some duct tape from a room and bound her hands and gagged her and continued chopping her. The victim managed to escape, ran out of the house, and sought assistance from neighbors. The man then escaped without taking anything. She was taken to the San Fernando Hospital, where she was detained at the intensive care unit. She received multiple lacerations to the face, eyes, and 2 fingers on the left hand were amputated. Officers of the CID office San Fernando continued inquiries and, acting on information received around 6 p.m. on Tuesday, the 10th of April 2012, went to Duncan Village, San Fernando, where they arrested a 16-year-old male friend of the family who has been charged for the offense and will appear before a San Fernando magistrate today. I want to address an issue on sexual abuse of minors. Within recent times, the police have had to investigate reports of sexual abuse involving minors perpetrated by persons who are in a position of trust. The question is, how can you identify a child molester or would-be molester? From our investigations, the typical child molester can be a male or a female, married or single, someone who is well-known and liked by the child. It can be a child, adolescent, or adult of any race, hold any religious belief, and have any sexual preference. Someone's education and intelligence may not prevent him or her from molesting your child. It can be a babysitter or anyone who comes in contact with children. If you are a single parent, the would-be molester may prey on your fears about your child lacking a father figure or a stable home life. They may shower your child with gifts. So, a molester can be a parent, step-parent, a relative, or a family friend. Section 10(1) of the Sexual Offences Act, Chapter 1128 states, an adult who has sexual intercourse with a minor who is the adult's adopted child, stepchild, foster child, ward, or dependent in the adult's custody is guilty of an offense and is liable on conviction to imprisonment. Some parents are of the view that the crime was not committed by them or at their own hands, and as such they cannot be held criminally liable. We want you to know that there are some statutes which expressly impose liability for omissions or omitting to act in certain circumstances where, by virtue of the relationship which may exist, a duty of care may be imposed. Parents owe a duty of care to their children. Section 3(1) of the Children's Act, Chapter 4601. If you are a person over the age of 16 years who has the custody, charge, or care of any child or young person, willfully assaults, ill-treats, neglects, abandons, or exposes the child or young person, or causes or procures the child or young person to be assaulted, ill-treated, neglected, abandoned, or exposed in a manner likely to cause the child or young person unnecessary suffering or injury to his health, including injury to or loss of sight, or hearing, or limb, or organ of the body, and any mental derangement, that person is liable. A, on conviction and indictment to a fine of $10,000, or alternatively, or in default of payment of such fine, or in addition thereto, to imprisonment for 2 years. And B, on summary conviction to a fine of $5,000, or alternatively, or in addition thereto, to imprisonment for 6 months. And for the purposes of this section, a parent or other person legally liable to maintain a child or young person shall be deemed to have neglected him in a manner likely to cause injury to his health if, being able to do so, he fails to provide adequate food, clothing, medical aid, or lodging for the child or young person. We have also seen the reluctance of some parents who may become aware that their child is being molested, and either they disbelieve and refuse to report it. We are also aware that they themselves may be victims. Section 31(1) of the Sexual Offences Act, Chapter 1128 states, any person who is the parent or guardian of a minor, has the actual custody, charge, or control of a minor, has the temporary custody, care, charge, or control of a minor for a special purpose as his attendant, employer, or teacher, or in any other capacity, or is a medical practitioner or a registered nurse or midwife, and has performed a medical examination in respect of a minor, and who has reasonable grounds for believing that a sexual offense has been committed in respect of that minor, shall report the grounds of his belief to a police officer as soon as is reasonably practicable. Any person who, without reasonable excuse, fails to comply with those requirements is guilty of an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of $15,000 or to imprisonment for a term of 7 years, or to both such fine and imprisonment. The Sexual Offences Act also caters for obstructing prosecution. Section 31A of the Sexual Offences Act states, where a person prevents a minor from giving a statement to the police or testifying in proceedings relating to a sexual offense, he commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of $20,000 and to imprisonment for a term of 10 years. Whilst the laws are there to curb these type of offenses, the reports are only brought to the attention of the police when it's too late. How can you prevent sexual abuse of your child? Communication. Listen, believe, and trust what your child tells you. Children rarely lie about sexual abuse. What if the child is a toddler and unable to speak? As a parent or guardian, you need to inspect your child's body for the physical symptoms. That is, unexplained marks such as bruises, rashes, cuts, limping, multiple and unexplained injuries or discomfort, bleeding or itching, genital pain, and discharge. The child may also demonstrate an abrupt change in behavior. Education. When speaking to your child, be specific about the body parts of their body where he or she should not be touched or touch others. Good touch and bad touch. Let the child know that they should let you know immediately if something should happen, and that, despite what anyone may tell them, they will not be in trouble. Keep track of where your child is and with whom. Know who your child friends are and the home in which your child plays. Be wary of older children or adults who want to spend a lot of time alone with your child. Repeated inquiries and supportive information may be necessary. Continue to reassure the child that if they should tell, they will not be in trouble. They did not do anything wrong. We are appealing to parents and guardians. Please, you owe it to your child to observe, listen, and act now. To the neighbor or anyone who has information that a child is being abused, it is not sufficient to say it is not your business. Call us. Let us know. Call 555-800-TIPS. The Victim and Witness Support Unit in the police service is there to offer assistance where possible. Please call us. You may be saving a life. Thank you. The numbers at the Morva station, 626-3158, and that is for Port of Spain and environs. In the East Arouca Police Station, 640-8801. San Fernando and environs, 653-8166. These are the numbers that you can get in contact with members of the Victim and Witness Support Unit. Members of the public, I again appeal to you. It is all our business. You may be saving a life. Thank you.
Morning. I just wanted to follow up. Yesterday, Mr. Roger from OWTU dropped off a letter requesting a meeting with Commissioner Gibbs, and he was told the Police Commissioner would get back to him on a date and time. Any update on that?
Well, it's my information that the commissioner is willing to meet with him, and they would be communicating with each other to plan that particular date for that meeting.
No idea as yet as to how soon that meeting would take place.
No, I think that discussion may be between the both of them to arrange the date that is to accommodate both of their schedules.
Speaking on the sexual offenses issue that you raised, should parents be wary of adults or even adolescents, as you said, paying special attention to their children and showering them with gifts in the sense of godfathers and godmothers and these things who would want to lavish these children with gifts? Should they be mindful?
Well, it's normal in our culture that a godparent may want to give your child a gift, and that's normal. All we are saying, they must be observant. If it's happening once too many, if that person, whoever they may be, would want to take that child out, come and take that child out on several occasions, you just need to be vigilant. You just need to observe the persons who befriend your child. You're sending your child to a home to play. You must know who the persons in that house. Who are the persons? You must be there. There must be an adult to properly supervise your child.
Mentioned in the statement that police usually get reports too late. Are you saying that most times people don't come forward till a child is dead? But in the case, I mean, it's before the courts, you can't talk about it, but obviously there's a case where a young boy